Boys. I'm Kevin.
I'm Tyree.
I'm Yvonne.
Croissant.
We are all proprietors of this podcast. We are no way experts, but passionate and curious observers who are willing to discuss topics. Our podcast will be a variety of topics for the public, which cover current events, life purpose, sports, entrepreneurship, music, finances, friendship, health, relationships, and entertainment. Today's episode, we have a special guest, Stacy Williams. She's going to share what it is to be a woman officer in the city of New York. We like
Round of
to
applause.
gladly announce and give her the floor to introduce herself. Let's give her a round of applause.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
What's
Thank
up?
you for
What's up?
coming to the show. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
No problem.
Thank you,
Thanks for having
Stacy.
me. I appreciate it. Yeah,
Thank you. We appreciate it.
thank you. Where would y'all like me to begin, actually?
Just give the viewers
Yeah,
a
Ken.
little bit about you. You know where you grew up, who are you, where you from. Some of your early childhood. Things like that.
All
Going
right,
into your
so
adult life.
cool,
Now, let's
cool,
start
cool.
off real. When you chase that man, you grab him. I'm playing.
No, chill. I'm born and raised in Queens, Corona, Queens to be exact. So, growing up with a brother a year and a half older than me, kind of in the hood, but not the hood. But it was a cool area, good childhood, can't complain. I went to school in Queens until I got to high school. Then I wound up going out to Bishop Loughlin in Brooklyn, and then from there LIU in Brooklyn as well. Played basketball there. Transitioned into different jobs here and there, and I know y'all know that I was a police officer, but that was not a childhood dream job at all. At all. I honestly wanted to be a lawyer, believe it or not. And
Okay.
lifes and things happen and changes are made, and I went that route. But yeah. So that's kind of when it started back in like 2000, early 2000s. So before that, I'll just transition into my childhood was pretty good. I had my parents there. Childhood was good. We didn't have a good relationship with police officers, period. Like you already know how that is.
Yeah, we understand.
So that was one thing that most of the people in my neighborhood, that's not something that you want to do or even want to hang out with is a cop. It's just something that is a stigmatism that they have. But I've seen both sides of it, kind of. Like I've known people in the streets doing things, and I know people in the streets doing positive things. So the navigation was crazy, unexpected. But when my mom passed and I wound up working 2 jobs, it was kind of like, okay, I need a career to get into that's going to keep me financially stable while I was going through that period of time in life. So that's pretty much what kind of led me to that. I had people asking me or trying to get me to be a police officer before. My boy up the block, his older brother was a cop, and he kept giving me applications. I was ripping them joints up. Like, hell no. I was just into chilling, playing ball, and like I said, I wanted to be a lawyer, and I was into like techie gadgets and stuff like that, but never that part of it. I'll be honest with you, never that. But I wound up going on a trip back in like I think 2004. It was an all women's trip. I didn't know anybody there, but I took a risk and I went on a trip, and it wound up being in Greece. So I was out there for like probably like 11 days. And the second night, I think we had like a meet and greet. Everybody's saying like, you know, their name, where they from, what they do, and stuff like that. And at the time, I was actually trying to get into corrections, but not for the city, for the state. So a lady overheard me say that and came over and was just like, why do you want to do that? And I was just like, well, why not? So she was like, well, why don't you be a police officer? And I was like, absolutely not. And she was like, well,
Fighting it.
So she's trying to tell me, like, because she was on the job, obviously, and she was telling me all of the perks to it. You can do this, you can move around, you can make good money, got good benefits. And I'm like, well, so does corrections. And she just said, well, but you're in a jail though. You're in the jail, no firearm, no nothing. You're just in the jail. So I was like, she kind of got a point. But we wound up talking like that whole time, and she was telling me the good sides of it. Obviously, there's going to be some bad sides, but actually the good sides of it and the stability of it. Like that's one thing at that time that I needed. I needed that stability because bills was coming in. I needed that. So I wound up filling out the application, and at that time that I went in, they wound up having a raise because working at 25,000 an hour was not going to work for me. So it was actually higher, and that's one of the reasons why I went in. It wasn't because that's something that I wanted to do. It just life took me in that direction.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So, first question I got is, how was it going through the academy?
The academy, they have it set up like paramilitary, right? So I mean, standard attention. You know what I mean? Like everything got to be squared away. Your hat got to be on. You can only walk on one side of the door. You can only hold a bag in one hand, in your weak hand, not in your strong hand. So that part was a little bit like I kind of was getting frustrated with it because you're constantly being yelled at. You know what I mean? And after a while, you're like, yo, why are you yelling at me? You know what I'm saying? But it was constantly yelling, strenuous. I mean, seriously, it's constantly yelling. People are in your face, like yelling at you. I mean, that's not all of it. Part of it was classroom stuff. So you're going to learn the laws and you're going to learn certain things and you go over scenarios. Then the other half is like conditioning. You're in the gym and you're running around and they're keeping you in a format. Like if you was in the military, everybody's lined up and y'all are running around. Push-ups is like up, down. Like when they want you to do it, up, down. So it was like that. But the academy that they had when I was there was filthy as hell.
Damn.
Dirty. They didn't mop the floor. So while you doing push-ups, your hands is dirty. Sweat is dripping. Sweat probably dripped from the whole 2 months before. Nobody washed nothing. It was disgusting. I'm telling you, disgusting. And so, I mean, it wasn't bad as far as like the studying part because I was okay with that. It was just the mental part of it, of just trying to learn everything, trying to make sure you do all the right stuff, you know, be scared away. And then it's like they scare you, not scare you, but kind of like you want to be on the good and narrow when you out in the streets, you know, when you just, you know what I'm saying, your regular day to day. So it's like, it was cool. I didn't tell anybody what I was doing. Not one person, bro.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
That's what I was going to ask you next. Like, once you, like, people close to you or people in the neighborhood, what was their perception when you found out that you became an officer? Like, how did they look at you?
My neighborhood, nah. I didn't tell the neighborhood. Like, my family knew.
Yeah.
My close friends knew, but as far as like in the hood, like my friends and stuff, not really no. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like not so much like embarrassment or anything like that, but it's kind of like it's something that is not a job that you normally get. You know, your friends are gonna look at you like, oh, you the op. Like, what's going on? Like, why you doing that? Knowing that we all had these different experiences, bad experiences. So it's kind of like, why do you want to do that? So I just needed to dive in, put my head down and just do it without them knowing. But clearly they started seeing me and they started knowing, like, you see the cargoes, you see certain things and stuff like that. And then when people did see me working, it was kind of like, oh, wow. So I got a different reaction than I thought I was going to get. So, but initially, I didn't tell anybody.
So how did it impact your personal life and your family, knowing now that is out, like the people in your neighborhood know that is out, that you're a police officer? How did that affect? Or maybe it didn't.
I mean, it didn't really affect me in a negative way. It was more of like, damn, like, Sage, that's what you're doing? Like, wow, like, okay. So it wasn't bad. I really didn't get no like side eyeing and stuff like that. But you know, the little jokes kind of like, well, we can't do that in front of her type thing. But that was just like jokes, you know what I'm saying? Then of course, clutch, oh, what kind of gun you have? Oh, you see this, you see that, all that come into play. But it was pretty cool. Like,
was you patrolling your neighborhood or was it a different?
Nah. I wouldn't even want to go in my neighborhood. I was out in the city. I was in Manhattan pretty much the whole time.
Okay.
I mean, I went to the Bronx a few times. I went to Brooklyn a few times, but majority of the time I was actually in Manhattan. And so probably as y'all know, when y'all see the police department, y'all just think it's all together. Like years ago, it was separate. So you had transit, you had housing. It's separate, but it's still one. It's hard to explain that one. But I was in transit most of the time. Like,
okay.
I was in transit, yeah.
So
it
explain
easier,
that.
But it was just a different, like I saw it.
Being in transit, so does that entails like you just deal with transit crimes or?
Most of it.
Okay.
But you still do like the same West Indian Day parades and everything out in the streets. You're doing that, but most of the time you're in the subways.
Okay. And you plain clothes or you in uniform?
I did both.
You did both.
Man, you was out there.
He said he was out there.
So when you all right, so at the end of the academy or whatever, you really most of the time you don't really pick where you go.
Mhm.
You really don't pick where you go. I mean, some people they get to pick where they go. I got lucky. I heard the transit had the money. That's where I wanted to go because that's what it was about for me. I needed that money at that time, so it was they were gonna get a lot of overtime. I was like, I'm going there. I want to go there. So I want to be in there. It just the unit that I went to. So you go to like when you first come out, you'll go to like whatever precinct or wherever you're gonna go, and you go through a period of just training with your field training officers and stuff like that to learn basically how to navigate, how to use your equipment, what to look for and stuff like that, like real life stuff. So you with somebody doing those things. So that's how it started in the beginning. We go out in twos. Me and my partner, we both was in the academy together. So it was like the blind leading the blind. So it was that whole nervous feeling like, yo, if something pop off, like we got to give each other the signal. We on 1,000, but it wasn't really as bad like starting, to be honest with you. It really wasn't. So I don't know if it's just because of maybe what I've experienced in life anyway from seeing certain things.
Right.
It just when I'm out there, I didn't feel like nervous or worried. That makes sense.
You
I was like,
come
okay
from
with
that,
it.
Right.
come from that background. Yeah. So, like your first real like arrest you had to do, like what, like how do you, was you nervous? Was you like, oh man, how do you feel like I gotta put cuffs with somebody?
Well, that first one, I actually remember the first one. You're always gonna remember the first, I guess. It wasn't even no crazy crime or nothing like that. Dude it was an older man. And basically he stepped over the turnstile. That's basically all that it was.
Pay that 190, baby. Pay that 190, baby.
You know what I'm saying? So it was just I looked at my partner, he looked at me like, yo, like, yo. So we stopped him and we talking to him, and I don't think he had ID. I don't think he had ID or whatever, but he actually had mad knives on him.
Oh,
So that was like, I was like, yo, what? Like, what's up with the knives? He was like, no, I'm in culinary school and this, that, and third. But I'm like, all I see is knives. Knives.
New York City got some stories, boy. You got some people.
I have a quick question. So,
Yes.
and how do y'all pick? Do y'all get to pick your partner, or they just say this is your partner? I always wondered that. How did that work?
A lot of times it's picked for you, but you can request. You can request who you work for, but a lot of times it'll be like you're in roll call, and your boss will go like, all right, so Kev, you went Smash today. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Yvonne, you went Rasan today. It's like that. But when you got a cool relationship with your boss, you're like, you know what? I work better with Kevin, so I think I want to work with Kevin more, and then do it that way. You want to be comfortable with who you work with at the end of the day. Because you want to come home.
100%.
What's up?
Did you ever have discharge your gun?
No, I didn't. Thank God, I didn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a
Thank
good
God.
thing.
Thank God.
That's a good thing.
Thank
Thank
God.
God.
That's definitely a good thing.
Pop
So-
nobody.
So Stacy,
Thank
I'm
God,
sorry.
no. Yes.
I had a question. Being from New York City, which borough was the worst one that you had to work in?
Queens, man.
Brooklyn.
Queens, no, actually, Queens wasn't bad. The Bronx was off the hook. I'm gonna be a Buckeye fan. Like,
Shout out to the Bronx.
Play with the X,
Stay nasty.
the reason why I'm gonna say that is because it seems like everybody in the Bronx has a warrant.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, Rock, clear that
Never
up, baby.
fails.
Yeah, that ain't,
It's
she ain't
like
no lie,
everybody
man.
has one. You can stop them for the smallest thing, like, oh, you know what? I probably just write them a summons or let them go, and it's just like, boop, popped on a warrant. You like, are you serious? Every single time. I kid you not. I kid you not.
Don't get arrested on Fridays. You don't do warrants on the weekends.
In there the whole weekend. Hopefully Monday not a holiday.
Your word, yeah. You, got
You ain't seeing the magistrate. You gonna be in there all night.
Hell
I
yeah.
hate that. Like, man, it wasn't me, man.
You ain't seeing the magistrate.
So have you ever had to lock somebody up, but you felt so bad for them, but you still had to like lock them up?
Yeah, a lot of people. You know what it is too? It's like, depending on the situation, it's like it's a double-edged sword, because it's like I know that's my job and I have to stop people, even when it seems petty. Like I know that I have to do it because that's my job, and whatever assignment that I have, you know, it could be this operation or whatever that day, and I know that I have to do it. I don't always want to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
But sometimes if your boss says you got to do it, like you actually have to do it, whether you want to or not. Your feelings got to be put to the side.
Understood.
But I didn't always like it, no. But you got to do what you have to do. You know.
Right.
So this
Man.
so one of the issues that I be having, right? Keep it honest, right?
Here we go.
So I be having.
You watch the show, so she
Here
knows.
we go.
Listen, it's just the stigma of how they, the communication shit. You come from where we come from, so you able to like probably de-escalate or know how to talk to people, calm stuff down, right? Way before we see something like, it's just the stigma of how certain police officers like how they talk to people, and that causes a lot of issues with how to approach, how they come towards people. Like people grown adults, they too
Nah, I feel you.
far. Yeah, like some of them. I always feel like you see how you say you come. Some of them I feel like they put some of the people that never been outside. They throw them in the neighborhood, and then you just tell them to go ahead. So they already come in there nervous already. So that's just how I be seeing like like they don't have our own kind in our neighborhood. So you guys talk more calmer to us. We know you guys, and it'll be different compared to you throwing some dude that never been outside before, and then you giving him a badge and a gun, and then he see like a quarter drop on the floor. He going crazy because he's nervous. So
Well, I think. Oh, go ahead. What's your question? I'm sorry.
No, so I'm like, so what's your thoughts on like just better communication with the NYPD and just the neighborhood? Like, it's so distant from when we grew up. We used to like the police, like they had PAL stuff like that. We have police in the neighborhood was okay. Now the distance is so crazy because we don't know what's what.
Well, but one, we didn't like all of them. We like some of them. So I'm gonna clear that up right now. We like some of them. So I'm gonna take it back. Like, so basically, like in like the how you said the 80s and stuff like that, in 90s, at least in my area, the cops weren't always that nice to us. Period. So I had issues where I could just be standing on a corner and a cop would go by and like, yo, get the F off the corner. And it's just like, what? Like, you know what I'm saying? So these are things that we've experienced. I got pulled over and I was told because of my brake light, but I just got the brake light fixed a few days ago. And I'm like, so why did you stop me? You know what I'm saying? So there's these different experiences that I had. Even my brother, like this, y'all will never believe it. My brother was about, I want to say 8 years old, and he was walking with my father, and he had a rifle, but it was a toy rifle, and it even had the little orange tip. They jumped out with guns.
Oh,
like my dad and my little brother. You know what I'm saying? My dad was like 6'4", 6'5", drove nice cars, got pulled over all the time. So when you see that, at least with us, we already have that type of aggression. Not really aggression. It's kind of like, let me prepare myself in defense mode because here we go with the BS.
Yeah.
So going into it, and also I have family members that are in prison who told me, like, in order to make changes, you got to do it from the inside.
Okay.
So I kind of was like, you know what? Cool. I went to different prisons, Sing Sing, all that, to visit people. So I kind of saw the structure of it, and I was treated like trash. So was it mostly by white males and stuff like that? Yes, because that's what it was basically predominantly then, as opposed to now. So now going in, the way I look at it is, I didn't want to be treated like that. So I had to go, well, I'm not going to be on 1,000 with people and just flex power. Now I have to do it a different way because now I want to be safe and I want to go home. So my approach is a lot different from a knucklehead that was just an idiot to begin with, but they came. Like, whatever your personality was before you came on, this is what my instructor told me in the academy. If you was, excuse my language, an asshole growing up, you're going to be an asshole here. Because you're a punk. Wearing a blue suit is just a blue suit at the end of the day. Like, we're people. So,
right.
You know what I'm saying? If you wasn't exposed to it, you might be like, that doesn't happen. I'm telling you, I had these conversations too. I dealt with it. So now I approach it differently. So now talking to somebody, I'm kind of like, I don't sit there high, Officer Williams, like, yo, bro, what's good? Like you all right? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I'm going to approach it a little bit different. If I see you up here, then I'm kind of like, yo, like, you all right? Like, you need a minute? Like, what's going on? Talk to me. Like, I'm going to try to have the conversation because I've known cops, like you said, PAL, who we had that dialogue. So I already know that all cops ain't bad. Like I know people say it, they're not all
100%,
bad. It's just that the small percentage of it is kind of shown more. We have
Yeah.
social
Yeah.
media, so things are shown more. But there's a lot of good things that they do where it's not
They
shown.
don't show through. Yeah,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That is not shown. So I think a lot of times the young guys, I don't know. I don't want to speak for them, but I just feel that when they come out, they're just happy to have that gun and have that power. So some people flex the power and they don't know how to talk. So again, if they never encountered these situations, they don't really know how to deal with us. They don't. You know?
Right.
I had a question. Is there a strategy when it comes to placing officers in jurisdictions?
I mean, they do it, and they really don't want you where you live.
I mean, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like me, I don't know if that would work for people, but like I probably wouldn't want to be in a situation where I'm on Northern Boulevard on 5th with my peoples and I'm working there. You would think it's a good thing, but then I just feel like it's good and it's bad. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's gonna be like, I know Kev. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta arrest this dude. Like this is my guy. Like so, I think it would cause a little. You would think of it as well. I know her, so we'll be good. But at the same time, if you're doing something bad, I'm gonna have to.
Yeah.
And then it's my safety. Now you know where I live. Like, you know where I live.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Right.
So nah. So I personally wouldn't want to do it. So they put you in the boroughs. Don't get me wrong, but you'll never be like right in your area. Maybe close to it. Maybe go through it time to time. I drove through different areas, but not actually work there like that now.
So when you starting out and you being a woman, right? How did the role of the woman in NYPD evolve while you was there, or did it, or it didn't?
It didn't. When I came on in the early 2000s, there was more females on the job. More minorities as well. But there was still that group of people that still came in from the earlier years. People who staying on for 20, 30 years, so they still have that same mentality. We don't want women here. So I've experienced that. I've heard it. Like these effing women on here, like I don't want to work with them. So these are things that I heard coming on, and it's kind of like, really? I was even in one of the rec rooms one time watching TV, just sitting there, and this guy comes in and he just turns the channel. I'm like, yo, you don't see me watching it? He's just like, and white dude. And I'm just like, yo, seriously? But it wasn't so much that he was a white guy. It was just that most of the men there, the older ones that's been there for a long time, they didn't want to work with us.
They didn't have the respect.
There was no respect.
They stuck in the old days, like 70s and 80s, like women, this is not a woman's job. This is a man's job and shit.
Some
like
of them
that.
are still into that. Then you have it where like there's racism on the streets, but there's racism within the department too, that most people probably don't understand. So there's a lot of stress with being a cop, period. So number one, I'm a female. Number one, I'm a black female. So there's things that I had to deal with just being a black woman at the time. And you hear the talking, you hear the jokes, and there's no filter. There's no filter. When it comes to racial jokes, when it comes to sexual jokes, now it's supposed to. It's supposed to be. But it's kind of like, yo, did they just say that? Like, seriously? So it's like you gotta have thicker skin, and I'm like, damn. So I gotta deal with it outside, but then I gotta deal with it inside. Like, wow.
That's
So it was kind of like a little struggle, like a mental struggle with that. It was tough, but then I also had my mind made up with the lady who told me to come on the job, and she convinced me. I wound up seeing her in the academy, and she told me, make sure when you go in, you know how you want to be viewed. You command your respect, and you'll be fine, regardless of anything that happens.
Right.
So I already knew I didn't want to be that person that was going to be on my knees, giving favors because I'm trying to get to advance somewhere. I wasn't going to be that person.
Right.
Trust me, there's some women there who are like that. They rather show a little bit to get that extra, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to be that. You were going to respect me, and I was just going to be it. You ain't got to like me, but you was definitely going to respect me. Like, you know what? I don't like her attitude, but you know what? She cool. I know when I'm with her, we good. So, I mean, that part is still there. Like, I think we're respect a little bit more, but then there's still that small percentage of women that they don't respect themselves, so they're not being respected. I'll be 100.
You had that lady like 2 years ago. I don't know if you heard about the lady that she was sleeping with the whole precinct.
I ain't hear that.
Nah, that's true. That's a fact. I seen that shit in the news too.
Yeah, right.
I don't know about her in particular, but Are there people
She
sleeping
doing
together?
shit in the
Of course.
car. She doing shit in the car with other officers, all type of shit. Yeah,
Lieutenant,
that's wild.
sergeant.
It happens on a lot of jobs.
But what was her gain out of that? Did she become like a chief or something?
No, she got caught.
I don't know. I mean, some people think if they do it, they're gonna have a better post. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have a better career, or they're gonna advance faster than somebody else. In some instances, that is true. But I didn't want to be that person. Whenever I wanted to earn it, because you could never tell me that you helped me get there. That you allowed me to get there. That wasn't gonna happen. I got to these places because I put in the work and got there. I just didn't want to be that person. But they're like that. I mean, NYPD or any police department, you got a lot of people. It's male dominated.
Military.
And it's like vultures.
Military is the same way.
Y'all little heathens, right? Smash. Y'all like heathens, you know?
Yes.
He said, he don't know nothing about that. He's just lying.
It's kind of like they treat you like fresh and meat. Who are these new ones coming in now? It don't matter if they're married or not married. You're going to get hit on.
Yep. Kev wouldn't know nothing about that. He wasn't outside. But we keep that.
Yeah, we're going to each other.
Yeah, why do you keep saying you don't go outside?
I don't know what you talking about. But Stacey, question.
He don't say he wasn't there. He don't remember.
Good answer.
So from TV shows and movies, they showed a lot of stereotype that the officers partied in pubs. How many pubs did you party?
Facts.
And did you eat mad donuts too?
That's not true. And I used to get. You want to know what I said? I said I'll be damned if they catch me in a freaking donut shop.
Yeah, she's getting that what you call it? The bagel. What's it called? Bagel. What's
with locks?
Nah.
No, we ain't doing none of that. But no, as far as like the pubs and stuff and bars, like yeah. I mean, with this culture of being in law enforcement, period, there's a lot of drinking.
Damn,
it is.
That's what they be wilding out.
I'm not saying people getting drunk, passed out, and doing crazy stuff, but it's just the culture of it. Like you can even ask some of my friends in corrections. Like it's just a thing where people drink. I'm not saying everybody.
Blarney Stone. Have you up in Blarney Stone?
Yeah, Blarney Stone, baby. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's like a stress reliever. I guess.
Yeah, I copy, man. Yeah,
it's a social thing or whatever. It's not a known thing, but the donut thing is not 100% true at all. It is not true. And what's the first thing people ask you? You know what Starbucks is? You know what? No.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Look it up.
So what I was gonna ask you is get Ty.
No, he good.
I was gonna ask you is in all your years that you was in NYPD, like you never had like a close friend or somebody like you was cool with, like you heard of something out there or something like that?
Like working or like
not
outside,
working. They're like not working like on a job.
Yeah. Yeah, some people who got hurt. I mean, it comes with it. You're gonna fight. You're gonna put your hands on somebody, so you're gonna get hurt that way. But years into it, like I lost 2 people that I knew from suicide, and that was bad. That was really bad.
Man,
that was hard to deal with.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and then also when you're in the academy, you're in groups, like you know what I mean. And our groups are family, and we're really close.
Yes.
You're with them. You move everywhere you go every day. You're with this group of people, and y'all are talking most of the time every day, and you form this bond, this family. And one of the guys that we came out with, like you're in the academy for 6 months, so we wound up, everybody's going to their locations, and I think within, I want to say maybe the first 2 months that we was in, somewhere in there, my phone is going off at like 3 a.m, and I'm like, damn, like why my phone just keep going off? And one of the guys that I was in the academy with got killed in a car crash. And it was just like, but damn, like I used to stand with him next to him and at the range, like seriously.
So he never made it out of the academy.
He got out, but I mean, he wasn't out long enough to really, you know what I mean, to really like.
So he was on duty when this happened.
No, he was off duty, and it happened on the I think it was the Belt Parkway, and it was kind of like
crazy. That's crazy too.
Somebody was speeding somewhere going on, around, but it seems like somebody was speeding, they hit the brakes, and it was like a pileup. A car hitting a car, hitting a car.
Got you.
And he was trapped inside, and the car exploded.
Aye.
So it was one of those.
Man,
It was really bad.
That, man.
It was really bad. And it hit us deep because, again, we literally just came out. But my instructor at the time has said, he was just like, towards the end, it got more personal because we already went through the training and everything. We already know that we all passed and stuff like that. So now you have more personal conversations. And it was basically like, he looked at us and said, listen, one of y'all, like, he said, look at everybody. He said, somebody going to make captain. Somebody going to quit. Somebody's going to get killed. And I'm looking at him in my mind. I'm like, are you kidding?
I mean, that's real. That's real.
That's crazy.
Because he's basically letting us know, like, this is the reality of it. It's funny here because you're in the academy, you're protected, you're going through certain things, and it seems fun. But when you get out there, at the end of the day, it's the real world. You may get shot. You know what I'm saying? It may happen. So when that hit, we were all like, yo, this, like, damn. I had to say to myself that I picked the right job. Even though it wasn't on the job, I was like, damn, I picked the right job. I asked myself that a lot of times. And I actually signed up for this.
So we gotta sorry to cut you off, but we have a question from Monica in the chat. She wants to know, what is one piece of advice you would give a female who would want to join the force?
What I would say is make sure it's something that you want to do. Because you have to be mentally strong. It is a good career. You can make a difference. You can go far, but it's something that if you commit to it and want to do it, like, just stick with it because it is a good career. You know, it is a good career. Stay fit. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely stay in shape, but stay true to who you are. You know what I mean? Like, don't let the job or the experiences change you. You're there to do a job, but it's still a soft side of it. Everything is not just guns and like danger and stuff like that. Like, you can actually change somebody's life, like 100%.
There we go.
Man, I've been in situations where I arrested people. We would go down to the bookends, and before I left, they'd be like, "Oh, thanks." I'm like, "All right." And I'm like, they told me thank you. I just dropped them off, but because I'm talking to them as a person.
Yeah,
and I don't always preach to all of them, but some of them are like, yo, why are you here? Like, there's been people like, I seen you on a block. Like, you got to be doing something else. Like, if you're doing something and you keep getting caught, this is not for you.
Pretty much.
It's definitely not for you.
Not for you.
No.
Yeah.
So was there times, I'm pretty sure it was, but there were times that the job, did it ever get real stressful for you to where you start thinking like, do I really want to keep doing this?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Every day wasn't glamorous. It was, my stress didn't really come from the people, because I dealt with a lot of younger kids that just don't have respect. So it wasn't really that. It was actually, believe it or not, bosses that I work with and flex and power. Mostly male bosses, flex and power. And you say something that the person doesn't like, and it's just like, okay, so now you're going to have this post for the next week. And it's just like, what, seriously? You know what I mean? So it was stuff like that I had to deal with, trying to not put too much out there, but, getting written up for certain things. Like, if there's situations where a boss don't like you, they're going to write you up and they're going to make it hard for you.
Break rules, yeah.
So I've been through that. I lost days. You know what I mean? Like, I had a crappy post for, a week. I get blazed by this boss this week. Next week, they blaze me here. Oh, you like working days? Oh, we putting you on midnights. So it was times like that where I'm like, I ain't gonna lie. There's a few times I was like, yo, it's not like, why am I here? Like, it's not even worth it. Like, here I am feeling like the whole mission was to try to make a change inside. And it's just like, it's so stressful inside. It's like, I just need to get out. And you have those moments. Maybe everybody won't, but I've had those moments.
Yeah, you can only share your story.
Yeah,
you can only speak your story, man. So, during your time in, how many female captains did you come across?
Female captains? There are some. Well, none of my friends actually made captain yet. The people that I actually came out with, sergeants and lieutenants. But I've seen a few. A few.
Okay. All right, that's a change.
I've seen a few.
That's a change. That's good.
My mindset. We'd have plenty of discussions. Me, Kevin, Ty, and they be saying I'm crazy, right? Because I'm one of them dudes where I'm about my rights. My rights mean a lot to me, right? My rights mean a lot to me. So I don't believe in giving up my rights like that. So like, we have conversations where like, if cops knocking your door with no warrant, are you letting them in? I'm like, hell no. If I'm standing somewhere and they come up to me and try to ask me for my ID, and I'm like, I didn't commit a crime, I give you my ID. So we have these discussions, and sometimes they tell me that I'm crazy, right? Or I should be. So I just want to hear it from you. So you can tell, the other two right there, like
okay. So from my side, if I'm coming to you to ask you, is because for me, something happened, and maybe you fit that description. And I know you hear that a lot. Like you fit that description, but the descriptions that we get all the time is hoodie, black hoodie, jeans, and whatever. That's everybody. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So in the event that maybe you fit that description, I will kind of size you up. I will try to ask you questions. I'm not going to be too crazy with it, but I've dealt with people. What the hell are you asking me for? Y'all always want to mess with me. This is what it is, and blah, 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 blah. And it blows out, and now everybody else walking by chime in, and you like, good Lord. Like, wow. Stuff like that does happen. On the flip side, as a regular civilian or whatever, if somebody comes up to me like, what's your ID? I'm going to be like you, like, for what? Like, I don't want you just running my name. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, why, though? Like, I should be able to ask the same way you're asking me. I should be able to ask you, and you should be able to tell me why you need it. And then maybe things probably wouldn't escalate as much as they do.
But he's not telling the whole thing, right? He's only giving his version of it, right? Because we have these back and forth.
He's a troublemaker.
My thing is, if you know,
he's a troublemaker, I already know.
They stop you, and to me, at this point in my life now, when I'm younger, I'm probably more in the mindset of him because I'm young, I'm hot, I'm in the streets, I'm doing whatever. But as being older in my 40s now, I just want to get home, right? That's the mindset. I just want to get home. I know I ain't do nothing. Police ask me, yo, can I see your ID, such and such? This is going on in the area, whatever. Why I can't give it to him? Why? That's not violating my rights if I want to give it to him because he asked. He's saying that's my rights is I don't have to, but I don't mind it.
But the thing is, the cop asked you, right?
Right.
The cop didn't demand it from you.
He asked
you, can I see your ID? So how is your rights being violated? It's like, hi, what's your name?
That's my
point. I don't need
point.
to tell you that. You're right, brother. But I want to be able to address you like a gentleman. So I would like to ask your name.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that, I don't think.
Bro, what you think, bro?
My favorite sign, I don't talk to police. That's what I say. I don't talk to police. And now if I have a little too much to drink,
you don't talk to them until something happens, basically, right?
Nah, yeah, I got a lot of bad experience with cops, so I don't have too much respect for cops as it is already. So
I'm gonna tell you right now, especially NYPD, we get treated like the Knicks. I'm gonna be a buck.
Slow down.
When one cop does something bad, you hate all of us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if one Nick go out there, Randall, and stink it up, y'all hate the whole team. It's the same thing.
It's a few cops that I talk to, like, you know what I mean? But I don't like the younger cops now because they think they can just do whatever and talk to whoever you want to talk to and dress me like. I'm like, first of all, I'm a little older than you, so you're gonna have to bring it down and know that I'm older than you. So you ain't gonna be telling me, oh, move and get the fuck out of here. Like, nah, I'm not going nowhere now. Now we're gonna have a whole different thing about to happen. Like, you know what I mean? So like you said, yeah,
I get you. I dealt with that, and honestly,
who's gonna win that? Who's gonna win that?
Come on, Todd, man.
Who's gonna win it?
If they doing about the wrong way, if they doing it the wrong way, and they got that body cam on that shit, they ain't supposed to dress you like that anyway. So you got, like you say, the way you conduct yourself. Yeah,
I'm saying they shouldn't, but now the body cams is actually a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because it does show a lot. It's used the right way. I mean, we shouldn't have had to get to that point, but here we are. But it helps you. So at some point, you have to ask yourself, if I'm up on 1,000, like he said, who's gonna lose in the end? Because now you don't went to. I was stopping you from this, and now because you're being an asshole and they're being an asshole, now we're gonna take you back for you're being disorderly. Oh, so you push me? Oh, now it goes to a different level. Oh, you have something, it goes somewhere else because now egos are involved.
Exactly.
I don't know.
Egos involved.
I'm not saying,
and that's where the blurred lines come from.
No, I'm not saying nothing about ego. I'm saying I'm protecting my rights. I have a Fourth Amendment.
I already know you preaching.
I'm gonna protect my rights. If you come to my house and you say, "Can I come in your crib?" I heard somebody in there I'm looking for. If you don't have no warrant, can you back up? I'm closing the door. That's simple as that. Like, you don't have no warrant. Excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, I get that.
I have no.
In. You could come in my house. Where you want to sit at? Because I'm gonna make you a drink and everything.
I agree.
It's crazy, man.
I
ain't do nothing. What I got to hide?
Because if somebody just came to your house, like, can we come in? We heard something, and you feel like, nah, you can't come in, and you want the paperwork. Wait and get the paperwork. I can't say you're wrong for feeling that way. Everybody has their own opinion.
They sell police uniforms everywhere. They sell police uniforms everywhere.
They tell me
it's 2024. They everywhere. You can buy a police uniform. And you see paperwork.
And like I said, I know some cool police officers. You know, like I said, I do security. And I used to work in Models, and they used to pair us with officers and.
Okay.
Listen, I know some cool officers, man. Like you said, it's just I don't know, social media. It's just it's no YouTube now. It's just like you see stuff and then how they talk, and it's like damn, like nobody hold the other cop in check. Like, yo, man, relax how you talk to the person. I'm more of like, why the other cop don't stop the other cop if you see him doing something? Like, if you know you're wrong. You choking somebody up or something, like, your dog, chill. Let me talk to him. Like, it's always, I'm not doing nothing. And I feel like if you don't stop anything, you just as bad as the cop. Also, your partner, if you don't stop anything, like, that's just how I see it.
He got to support his partner, no matter what. I'm pretty sure that's what they told. Always have your partner back. Y'all figure it out later.
But you also got to be smart. So I hear what you're saying, because. And like I said, when y'all see these clips on YouTube and stuff like that, you're seeing a small percentage of what really happens. Y'all don't see the black dude who passed out and the white guy came and ran and got him water. Like, these are the things that y'all don't see. So that's where it gets frustrating to me. And I try not to have these debates with my friends because it's like, I actually lost a friend over, George Floyd. Like, real talk. Because I'm just Lord. Most of the people on this job, when you get the job, you don't say, I'm going to go through the academy. I'm going to get a job. I'm going to get a gun because I want to kill black people. Like, we got to stop, like, living in this fantasy of what it is. That person who was a racist that came on was a racist before they came on.
100%. And
that's not something that you can always see right away. You got to remember, like, when we're on that first date, there's layers before you peel it off and you really see that person. Right. I worked with somebody. I thought she was mad chill. Then I heard her say black people are ghetto. And I'm like, I was just like, what? You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, and I feel what you're saying, at the same time, when y'all are out on the street and seeing something pop off, what does everybody else do? I back up or I film. Nobody helps anymore. So the help needs to come on both sides. So when you say, Kev, like, I want people in my community, like, or Evan, Ivan, I'm saying, and I want the cops to have a better relationship. Back in the days, like, I know it was kind of crazy, it was racist, but now no one's helping the cops either. So if the cops getting jumped, everybody rather film. This person's getting their behind, they rather film, but you're not helping. But then y'all want the same thing on your end. It's kind of like, they got to go both ways, right?
Yeah, double standard.
So Monica asks, can a person ever stop being a police officer mentally, meaning how they move in everyday life, even after the force?
That's a good question. That's a good question.
I tried to be as regular as possible. Does that make sense? When I used to clock out, and I get it, when you sign, put it like this, your life is pretty much at the grace of the job. So if they need you, you have to go. If something comes and they call, you have to go. It doesn't happen a lot where they call you from home, but I've been stuck at work a lot of times where I missed a lot of events, right? When you leave there and you try to decompress, the way you move, you don't want to sit with your back to the door. I realize I see stuff that half of the people that I'm with don't see.
Don't notice.
I don't purposely do it, but it's ingrained to you now because these are the things that they train you to do, to look for certain things. Like something don't sit right. Like it's 100 degrees. Why does he have on a jacket zipped up? If somebody walk past me and look too hard, I'm looking at them too, and I'm following them around because I'm not going to have you come behind me. And it's something that I didn't notice I was doing, but it was told to me like, yo, like give me wild. I'm like, yo, you didn't just see that? Like okay.
Sound like you from New York to me.
A little bit of that too. A little bit of
I
that
do
too.
that out here.
Got it.
I do that out here, man.
In New York. So it's the same thing. I don't think it really ever changes. You're more aware, maybe too aware, but you're more aware. So I don't think it ever really comes out of you.
Right. So post retirement for you, what are some of the most valuable things you learned from your police work?
What have I learned? I mean, I won't say. I learned some safety things and stuff like that, to make sure that I'm good. But I make sure I don't put myself in certain situations. I mean, things do happen, but when I see people get jammed up for doing different things, like I have friends that, got drunk, did stupid things, got arrested and stuff like that. It's like I'm more mindful, like don't put myself in certain situations.
Right.
Yeah.
And just to be a little bit more open-minded, because there's always that Monday night quarterback person, like this, and then when stuff unfolds, you're like, oh wow. It's like everything that the media puts out there that you see is not always what it is. You're only seeing that little reel, that little clip, and it's really just to will you in and to cause a lot of like separation and division, and you see it, and it's like try not to fall for it.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's your mindset? So since you've been gone out of the by PD, what is your looking back now on your career? What is your mindset like? Do you think that it got better out in the neighborhoods, or you think it's the same before you went in?
It's actually right now. I left New York, but right now, the streets it's gotten a little worse because of all the things that are happening. With the migrants and stuff like that, it's getting worse in that aspect. COVID killed a lot of things, a lot of businesses. So the neighborhoods look totally different. Like you would go to that little spot, to get some food or whatever, and it's not there. And it's like, or you go somewhere, most of my childhood places that I would go see, a lot of them is not there anymore. Like it kind of sucks in that. But I mean, I'm happy to be retired 100% because it does take a lot out of you. But it's also on the flip side. I don't want to just talk about bad things. It was a good job. I met a lot of good people. Friends became family. I done went to baby showers and, weddings and stuff like that. So you do meet people and you do become a family with certain people. And then with any job, there's going to be people that you're glad to get away from. But
right.
It is a solid job. You do get good benefits. You do have a structured life. And I mean, you can survive in a good way. Like they don't get paid a lot, but you just got to know how to manage your money. These young kids, like you say, they out here and the first thing they do, they get a little money, they get cars and stuff like that, as opposed to let me invest my money. So with any other job, like they don't talk to you about that, but I would find older people on a job that would give that wisdom and talk about money. And you know what I'm saying? So I was a little bit more prepared than maybe a lot of other people.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You like when you an officer, like when your friends, people you knew got in trouble and stuff, they used to call you and try to actually help them get out of jams and stuff.
She's like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You look and you know you ought to be like, yo, stay safe.
Like yeah, And that's one reason too. Like I tell people, like when you first come out, like I didn't want to tell everybody because what's the first thing that happened? Yo, this happening on here. Can you call and run this name for me? Or this cop know that? You know that cop? It's 40,000 cops. I can't know everybody. No, I don't know them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Fact.
But yeah, I got a few phone calls. Yeah, I don't mind helping people out.
So like, for instance, like with this West Indian parade, right? Yeah, Kev, I'm a shit in your culture, right? No, like
wow.
That's an every year thing, man. It's nothing new.
Every year.
So they know what's gonna happen, right? If you officer, you go out there, Like that's not something you want to be because you know every year if somebody don't get their head split open, like
Yes.
they sending you out there, like if that's somewhere you want to go.
Hell no, but I had to go. I did that thing like 3-4 times. You want to know what I never had to do? Thank God is Juve.
Oh,
Mm.
The night before. Like, what the hell is wrong, Kevin? What's up with your cousins, man?
They like
Takes
to
away from
party,
the
man.
culture,
They like to
takes away from
party.
the fun.
They not even partying. They killing people.
They
man. That's
throwing
not
paint.
happy.
It starts off as a party and then it changes to other things, and it just like it just takes away from it. Like those are the days where working, you like, wow.
like,
Doing
yeah.
like details, like your details, like the West End NDA parade, New Year's Eve detail. You're out there for hours, and I don't mean just 4 or 5. You're out there 14 hours, 12 hours. These are long days. Those are times when you're like, yo, I don't want to be here.
That's crazy.
Right. So out of all the parades, right, the West Indian parade seems to be the one where people are getting killed, or is that the only one that they, promoting?
That happens
Does
a
this
lot.
happen
African
in
American
all
Day
parades?
too. African American Day too.
I never heard that people got killed in Africa. I remember it was a shooting one time. That was like in
Harlem, right?
2005. Yeah, in Harlem. But
West
other
Indian
than
Parade,
that,
I think by far has been the worst.
Kev, man.
They've been pretty consistent. They've been pretty consistent with the shootings and the stabbings. It's been pretty consistent,
Man.
and it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah, consistent. I mean, people got killed like 2 days ago out there. So,
Mhm.
I mean, the Puerto
I
Rican
saw
Day
the
parade
video.
was crazy
It was
too.
wild, man. 6
Yeah, but
people got
I-
shot.
I think with that
I know.
time, they calmed down with that immediately. Like they was like,
After that
Puerto
girl
Rican
got
parade.
raped in the middle of it,
Yeah,
they slowed it down.
they slowed it
What
down
parade is this?
immediately.
Puerto Rican
Puerto
Day.
Rican Day.
Really? Jeez.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that
I
was-
think
that
they
was-
canceled Dominican Day parade.
No, they had
They
it.
be wilding
They
too.
had it.
They
They
had
had
it.
it.
After you ain't see them
Dang.
niggas jumping on cars and shit on
Yeah.
police cars and stuff.
That's
they-
what I'm
they
saying.
ain't-
It's like, this is what I'm saying. So you'll get a situation like that, right? They're jumping on cars, they're wilding out, probably drunk, probably high, right? They just
Even
some
the young
people really
kids.
just go to these parades just to do stuff. I'm gonna be a buck. They just
Yeah.
go out there just to do stuff.
Mhm.
So now you get into a situation where somebody's hurt and killed, and then why do the cops look bad? Like, how come we're not getting on the people who are actually doing the dirt, like who's starting this stuff? This is
That's
taken
me.
away from the culture. It's taken away from the parade. You want to take your kids here. This is every
That's
year.
how I feel. Blame the people who's doing the action, man.
I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
that. I love that.
Sound fair to me.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
I'm just asking.
no, that's why I couldn't be an officer because if I'm in the car, somebody jumping on the car, I'm shooting you in your foot.
Oh,
So
Yo,
okay,
you the
so
same guy who's mad, don't want to give your ID. Now you gonna shoot somebody in the foot?
No, I'm saying, if
You
I
see?
was, I'm
You
saying
see
if
how
I
the
was-
tables
if I
turn,
was-
right? You see?
Uh-huh.
If I was in that profession and I'm in the car and you jump on the car and it's like a mob of people jumping in the car, my safety, I'm gonna go home with my family.
so you gonna discharge your firearm?
So shooting in the crowd.
You in the
is gonna
same
help your safety, or is
mindset
it gonna make
that
it
you
worse?
against, yo. That's crazy.
Stacey, I didn't say in the crowd. I said I'm gonna shoot in your feet.
Yeah, outside in the
You that
crowd.
good?
There's
Did you
mad
shoot
people
somebody in the
out
foot
there.
when they jumping on your car? You that accurate with the shooting? Now your skills are good. You see, this is the fantasy right here. This is TV. This is TV. I got 5 people. Bye bye bye. I hit them all. Like no,
No,
It's not realistic.
That bullet traveling, Stacy.
it's not realistic.
Yeah, it'll be.
A lot of people say, "Well, how come you can't shoot in the arm or shoot here?" It's not always that. Try going to the range and shooting a moving target.
Yeah.
Like people kill me with that. Like I'm gonna get him in the toe. I'm gonna get him in the hand. I'm gonna
But
shoot him
to
in the
be
hand. I
fair-
could have did this.
Y'all don't practice shooting in the arms or anything yet. It's just chest up.
Torso,
The thing
midsection.
is, you. It's really what's the biggest part of your body? Is this whole chest torso part, right?
Mhm.
But that's how you kill somebody.
We're trying to stop you if you die. I mean, if you get killed in that, that's like, I don't mean to say it like that, but I'm just saying
Okay.
they're not trained to kill you. But in the event that you get shot, yes, you can possibly
Now that-
die.
If you shoot in that area, is a good chance you're gonna die.
Not
if you get shot
necessarily.
in
It's
that
not.
area.
Not necessarily. Not
I
necessarily.
mean,
But
Most of your organs,
what's
the
bigger,
major
this
organs, is
whole
here.
in a mass of you, what's bigger, this or your arm?
Yo, just slow him
And I have to
down.
stop
Shoot him in the
you. And I
head
have to
with
stop you.
something.
So how am I going to stop you? Should I try to? Oh, let me get him in the hand. because he got a gun or a knife and he's running at me. I'm gonna try to get him in the hand.
Mm-mm.
No,
Yeah.
it's just,
I mean,
it's just
You gonna miss.
Yeah, it's easier said than done when you out
Nah,
there.
it is.
You feel your life on the line. Somebody's running at you with a knife, stuff like that. I get it. I get it. You know, it's.
It's like you said,
I'm-
E. You got to make it home to your family. You know?
right.
That's
Yeah,
the
adrenaline
goal,
is
too.
going. Yeah, adrenaline is going.
it.
That's why what I do wish, like I know they have those like escape rooms, but I wish they
Mhm.
would have more scenario type rooms for the average person to go. And you play cop, you play robber. We're gonna go through scenario, little paintball, so you can see how you react. Because we have simulation as well. And they put the
Got
scenario
you.
in and you have the stuff, and you're like, damn, like I thought I was accurate. Hell no, I'm not. Like it shows you like in a sprint of a second, just you think that's the robber is the cop. You're like, oh my god, it's like I almost shot him. Like I think if people would do real life scenarios, they would see how hard the officers have it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's really not that easy. I don't think anybody wants to go and shoot somebody and kill somebody. That weighs on you. You have to live with that.
Yeah.
That's why I said I'm thankful that I didn't have to do that. I don't know if I could sleep living like I took somebody's life. You don't want to, but it's a part of it.
Yeah. It's man. I get it. I mean, I get it. You know.
So, Stacy, what do you miss the most about being on the force?
Miss.
That cruiser.
Free gas.
You know what? I miss some. Honestly, I miss some of the people because retired life is good too, but I retired young, so a lot of my friends are still working. So
Right.
yes, I'm retired, but my friends are working. But as far as the job itself, it's not a bad job. Like you meet a lot of people.
Right.
Like certain train stations. I know the guys in the store. People from Yemen, talking to them, asking them how they got here. Like I'm meeting people from different countries and learning about their experiences and developing
Mhm.
something. So I know that if something happens, that guy is gonna call me and go, "Yo, I saw this, and this happens," and you're building relationships. So I know that they don't show it a lot, but you do meet a lot of people. So I did like it. Every day was something different, especially working plain clothes. You get to see different things. But I miss the relationships that I've had, honestly.
Yeah. I asked that because go ahead, E.
So how do we clear? If you could put it in a little bit, just like a couple of sentences, how do we clear up the stigma of a police officer? How do we clear that up?
How do we clear it up? I don't think it will ever be cleared up, right? It's just something that we can work hard and try to change the culture, and we can have these conversations. That's why they have community police officers that go in the PALs. They still have that. They have it where, I don't know if y'all seen it on the news, where when it comes down to the prom, there's some cops that get together and they get donations for dresses and shoes and stuff.
I seen that.
So the kids can go. So they have stuff like that. The football, and to try, if we can get, as cops, if you can talk to the youth now and build a relationship there, I think it will change later on. A lot of times trying to change it with, I'm in my 40s like y'all in your 40s. They try to change it now with y'all. It's already ingrained.
Who in their 40s?
Yeah, I'm not my 40s. Sorry.
My bad, smashes. My fault.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
am.
smashing
You know
Kev.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Rod out here at 38.
Nah.
Okay, you guys are in
36.
your 30s. Y'all are in your 30s. So I think it comes with too, with the younger generation, teaching them now. And I would also say for the parents too, like what I didn't like is when I would see a parent, their kid is throwing a tantrum, and the first thing they do is grab them up and say, if you keep doing that, I'm gonna take you to the cop and get arrested. So then you bring them to us. Now there's a fear there already. Why would you even do that? That's not something that you do. But then 5 seconds later, you're gonna be, if you got lost, why you didn't go to the cop? You just told me I'm gonna get arrested if I'm doing something stupid. So it's just like we have to. I think to change it, to shorten it up, we have to start with the younger generation, bridging the gap, learning respect, and stop with the cameras and just watching and actually act. Like protect your country and your community as well as you want the cops to do it.
There we go.
Right.
There we go. Yeah, Ty.
I was going to say, Are you involved in? Because before you said that, I was going to ask: are you involved in any community things, like PAL and stuff like that in your community?
No, I've been out here for like, I'm in Maryland right now, so I've been out here for like going on 3 years, and it's
Okay.
different here. So I'm still trying to navigate. I didn't see a PAO. You know what I'm saying? Like things like how they move here is totally different. So I'm trying to see like it's not like a park. Like I haven't seen a park have like a park and a basketball hoop.
Nah.
There's trails. So where I am
Everybody
is a
got
little
their
bit
own
more
backyard. That's
Nature
why.
trails.
suburban-ish. So so we'll see. You know.
But
I
you
got
can
some
always
things
come
about-
back and start something up here.
Yeah, I still want to visit. I still have family in New York, and I'm actually going out there in 2 weeks. So I mean, I still have a connection to it. I was born and raised there. I love it and hate it at the same time. But
Yep.
it's where I'm from.
Understand.
I don't regret being raised there either. So New York, I love New York. So I mean, I wouldn't mind doing things with anyone. Honestly, especially talking to the youth. Like before I even got into this field, I worked at a PAL, Duncan Center out in Manhattan.
Ooh. So,
You know what I'm saying?
Stacey, if you wouldn't mind, like I
Yes,
said,
sir.
we one of the guys that we want to bridge the gap also. So, if you come down here and you got any plans, talk to the youth or something like that, you going to these places. Hopefully the group agree with me that we wouldn't mind to come out there, talk with the 134 boys and just help you out and stuff like that.
Okay. This. Let's see how. What do you think black teen boys are arrested more than any other nationality or race?
Oh, you can see that. Okay, so I don't
Yeah, I
have
see
to
the
read it.
question.
Okay.
I don't know if that's for me, but why do I think they're shot more?
It's for you.
It's for me.
Yes.
Than any other. The thing is, people say that, but where's the statistics on that? I'm not saying young black kids are shot more. I think it's shown more.
I don't think it says shot more.
What did it
Arrested
say?
more.
I'm sorry. It said arrested more.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not arrested more. It's not. I don't think that's the case. I've seen Hispanics get arrested. I've seen Mexicans get arrested. I've seen Jewish people get arrested. I've seen black people get arrested. I don't think that it's one more than the other. I think what we see is, I think a lot of our young black guys have stopped more. You want to know why? It's just
the media plays a big part in that too. That's what they show.
That's what they show a lot of, but there's a lot of people wilding out and getting arrested. There's a lot of younger kids getting arrested, period, whether they're black or not, because a lot of these young youth right now are having guns, getting them faster, easier. They're getting into more like violent crimes. Like just out here, matter of fact, in Virginia, was it Virginia? One of the malls, it was two black guys. What did they do? Smash the gate, go in one of the watch stores, break the glass, and take the watches. Like, people are wilding out, and people want to keep blaming COVID, but the youth are getting arrested because the youth are getting into breaking crimes, like committing crimes. Excuse me. But I don't think it's one nationality more than the other at this point.
I agree. I definitely agree.
But it also starts at home. I'm a big thing with things start at home, and home. How do you feel about raise the
age and pros and cons? So
about raise the age? I don't understand the question.
Yeah. So I can. Yeah, I'm sorry. I can explain that to you. Raise the age, and it started in 2016. They started raising the age, right? Where if you're six, remember back maybe when you were being a police in your beginning, if you was a 15, 16, 17, you go with the adults, right? You get charged as an adult for certain crime. So they raised the age. Now, 16, you got to be 17. Then the following year, you got to be 18 to be put with the adults, such like that. So, in my own experience with my own son, right? It worked with him for a little bit, then because he started getting in trouble, then it worked against him, right? I think what she's talking about is that they keep letting these kids go as they commit these crimes because they don't have the age right? So if you're 16 and you shoot somebody, you go to family court instead of adult court. So
Mhm.
they just let these kids back out. It was a big topic at one point in time.
I don't agree with letting them out because at some point you have to learn. The issue that I have with our prison system is that it's not set up to rehabilitate anyone. So most of the time, after they are arrested, they come out. Like I've seen people that I arrested and come out the same day. So the system itself is broken because they're not held accountable. If you come out that fast, it's a slap in the face. I arrested people where they go, yo, like I'll be back. I'll be out in a minute,
yeah.
and it's like,
I heard that
well,
before.
damn, like they don't even care anymore because they know they're gonna come out. I just feel here in this country, our laws and the system is broken. You need to be held accountable. Things that we do here, you go to another country, you're getting 10 years for littering or something like that. I'm not saying that it has to be that extreme, but how are these kids gonna learn if they keep getting out?
Some countries are extreme. They cutting fingers off and stuff. So you can't even
so I'm
steal.
saying we have too much of a slap on the wrist, and they need to be held accountable.
Yeah,
But I just
agree.
think that if you take somebody 16 and you put them in a cell with somebody who's 40 or 50, I know people look at it like, nah, that shouldn't be right because that 15-year-old, their mind is not developed yet. But at the same time, it's just like they do need that fear. And a lot of these kids, they don't fear the cops. They don't fear going to jail. They don't fear killing someone. They don't fear their parents. There's no fear. We had, at least I know I had fear. If I knew I was cutting my curfew, I knew I was going to like, damn, like, do I want to take that chance? I know my mom's going to be right there. They don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
So as far as raise the age, I don't know if they should keep raising the age because they're getting younger.
Well, it's maxed out now, so you can't. Once you turn 18, you could be charged and serve time with the adults. But 16, you could kill somebody, then they still ain't charging you as an adult.
Yeah, but killing somebody is like it has to be reevaluated. You're taking somebody's life. Like at that point, you made an adult decision.
So when you see these
the
kids committing crimes, is really none. There's no consequence because they're going to come right back out.
So I agree. I mean, even if you didn't have them in a cell with a whole bunch of adults, they need to be in a more secured prison. They have lower levels, maximum security, and this kind of third. They need to be in a prison and actually go through it with everybody else. I'm sorry, like I don't agree with keep raising it. You got somebody today and not today in I think I heard it on the news in Georgia, a school was shot up. It was a 14-year-old.
Killed everybody.
Killed 14-year-old.
Like 4 people.
2 teachers and 2 students. 14.
So
should that person get out?
No. So in Georgia, he's going to do real time. But this is only a New York City law, right?
Okay.
De Blasio started that whole thing.
Yeah, and look at it now. Like I don't agree with it.
Rose Day School, you come in there. Rose Day School. I think he told him to take his hat off. I don't know, his hairline was messed up. Shot everybody, man.
Wow, yeah.
His hairline.
Yeah, but yo, what kind of mindset the Rose Day School, you was coming there, guns blazing, you shoot like 12 people. Like, that's crazy.
I don't know.
Some
I don't
people
know.
was the
right,
nationality
man.
of the kid,
a lot of that going on now.
They didn't say who he was. They didn't say the color. They said that they got him.
Oh, that mean white.
Yeah, they said they got him. They said they came in there.
If he was black, they would say it. Keeping it real, they would say it.
Typically, yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
But
But it also starts at home too. I mean,
Yeah.
the parenting comes into effect. I know we're going a little left with it or whatever, but parenting is a big deal and it comes from home. So it's like the discipline that like people say I'm strict. And I'm okay with my parents, my parents are deceased, but I'm okay with them being strict on me because it molded me to who I am. When I see these kids talking to their parents like they're their friends, they're not your friends. You're a parent and that's your child. There's no separation. And it seems like people are having kids younger, like earlier, 15, 16, 17, and they're treating their kids like they would treat their boyfriends or treat their friends.
Yeah.
And they're moving as such. So all of their anger and all of their, I hate the cops, the kids are feeling the same way. It's like, it has to start from the household. And there's no respect at home. We can't expect these kids to have respect with teachers and cops and anybody else.
I agree. I agree. 189% about it starts at home. and then hopefully you raise them right. When they come out, they have respect for people. And yeah, I agree with all that. It's crazy out here right now, and I know it's dangerous to be an NYPD because at this time now, like you said, people got A6 and guns, man. They got A6 sneakers with the guns anyway. Like guns is like going to the store buying a pair of Jordans. Everybody got it. You know what I mean,
Exactly.
So,
It's like, how's everybody getting done so easy right now?
I ain't gonna tell
But there's no
you
accountability.
I can't tell you my connect. That's another subject, but
The crazy part is about the discipline shit part at home. I guess because parents can't hit their kids and shit no more, and be like a parent, like knock you inside your head and stuff like that. You go ACS and all this, like that shit really fuck up, and it's mainly for the black people because not to be racist, but white people don't hit their kids. They talk to their kids. So when I was younger, my mom used to hit me with whatever she could find. Like I used to be scared to fuck around and do some dumb shit. So
stop playing with my
now
mom.
you can't even do that. No, my mom, she know that she used to whip my ass all the time. So
you needed that.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have fear. Like, you think about shit before you do stuff. Like, yeah, I ain't trying to get caught up in this one right here because either I'm gonna get a whooping or I ain't gonna be able to go outside. Like, and now parents are more friends to their kids than they are parents and shit. So, just the times change. I guess because parents are younger. I don't even think it's because the parents are younger. Just they're too friendly with their kids and shit. I probably one of the same too. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just crazy. Like
I seen somebody parent on one of my brothers on here.
This nigga wow.
Hey, what's wrong with him? What is wrong with this guy?
Man, it's crazy.
No, but I'm saying
what they did, what their parent did, yo. What their parent did.
Man, we went, man. We when we talk.
Everybody listening, we waiting for the story, man.
I'm just saying, like, we went trick or treating, and we wound up. We went trick or treating, and the person didn't tell his parent where he was going. He was out late, so the parent came like, she know whether he out late, he gonna be with me. You know what I mean? So the parent came. We in the hallway. So the parent came. Parent was like, "Yo, have you seen my son?" So he's hiding like behind a thing. I'm like, "Yeah, he's right here." So the parent woke up.
Fucking
man.
snitch.
I'm about to say the same thing, right?
He right here.
Yeah.
He exposed himself.
The parent giving one of them karate chops to the back of his head. Boom. And I thought I wasn't going to see him again. I mean, the sound he made, I thought he was dying.
This dude is crazy.
But that's what we need. We need that. We need to bring that, like Rod said, like, disciplining your kid, how else? The talking is cool, but it's gotta be ordered. You know what I mean? I'm not saying choke the kid out and all that stuff, but it gotta be order, like order, man. So yeah, I agree with these parents now. The grandmother's like 41, the kid like 27, and then the grandbaby like 12. Like everybody
This man, his numbers, bro.
That's a messed up family, bro.
God.
You see the grandmother looking. People in their 40s look good. Come on. We all. Yeah, I rock 30 something, but we all in our 40s. You know what I mean? So people looking right in their 40s. You know what I mean? And then my daughter 25, right? My daughter 25 and my son 21. But my daughter, like I said, she had a kid. My kid would be like 6 or 7. So, like I said, you could be 50 partying with your grandbaby if you want. You know what I mean? Like, so the time changed. Back when we grew up, the grandmother was like 90.
Grandma's was old, man.
Yeah,
you see the change. Yeah, it's changing.
She was cooking all the good food.
Cooking all that, man. And it was that fear because
now the 41-year-old can't even cook. They ordering Chipotle and shit.
Uber Eats. But that's across the board. That's across the board. Grandmothers are older. I mean, younger. cops are younger, like you said. Like you looking at a cop who's in their 20s telling you what to do. Cops are younger. Teachers are younger.
Oh yeah.
Like the whole it's changing.
Yes.
We didn't really go to school and was attracted to a teacher. The teachers were old to us. They were like, they old. Now they young.
Now you see these cases. You looking like, touch me, man. Pause. We
crazy.
You know what I mean? I had old Miss Finkelstein. Our famous man Wrinkle.
Oh, I remember Miss Finkelstein.
Yeah, she was 90 years old. And now these people in school, you know, the teachers
Fresh out of college, man. They fresh out.
Fresh out of college, man. I mean, so yeah, time done changed. So like, you know, like Rod said, you know, you see a young cop and you looking like, man, like how old are you? These cops are like 23, fresh, no beard in their faces, fresh out the and they just like, you know, trying to find their way. So I think I said, you know, I didn't even know PL still exists. She just put me on some games because I didn't even know. Like to me, I believe once PL stopped in our neighborhood, we didn't have nowhere to go. So the corner became PL to us. We started hanging out in the corners because it wasn't nowhere to go, you know, to go hang out, play football, stuff like that. So the corner became our safe place. So if they could bring that stuff back, you know, it probably help the community out.
It definitely will. Excuse my allergies. It definitely will. But yeah. But also let me think real quick. I don't know the time if it's late or not, but I still think at the end of the day it's a good career. If you come in at 21, I mean, when I came on, you worked 20 years and you could retire. I think now it's 20. I think it's 22 and a half. Either way, it's still good. Like I was talking at your house the other day, you know, certain jobs, city jobs, sanitation, corrections. These are good fields to get into. It's not easy. It's stressful, but as far as your benefits, as far as you maybe wanting to lock in that retirement and do something else early, I still think it's a good job to look into. The flip side of it that always got me is that cops are always looked at as guilty and they have to prove that they're innocent, where a civilian is innocent to proven guilty. So these are the stresses and the things that you do have to deal with, but it's still a great field to get into if that's what you want to do.
Right. All right, so
I need more women.
Yes, women. We need more women to get involved. Yes, we definitely do. But Stacy, thank you.
Thank you so much.
We enjoyed the conversation. We enjoyed your insight and giving us a look at the other side and clearing some of these things up for Evan. Because he's
Evan, the troublemaker. The troublemaker.
Nasty work, man.
This guy's out of control.
So to conclude and recap, you know, we heard a lot of good things about the NYPD being a female officer. We heard your views, your opinions. We were able to get out some interesting facts, you know, about the police department, you know, with the academy and just, you know, jurisdiction being placed, picking partners, you know, the different things that come with being an officer. And, you know, at the end of the day, it's a great career, you know, regardless of everything else, is a great career. You know, I'm sure there's a pension, right? Pension involved, which is a secured retirement. And, you know, there's some risk involved, but, you know, everything you do, there's a risk involved, you know. You know what you signed up for when you decide to be an officer. You know. But we appreciate you coming on, sharing all your stories and, you know, stuff like that, man. Let's give Stacy a round of applause. Very own Stacy Williams.
I see you, Stacy. What's your you want to tell the people your Instagram page and stuff like that? Or you
Instagram, Stay Inspired 14. That's IG. You can follow me there. I'm not really on Facebook that much, but I'm on IG. So yeah, thanks for having me. You know, if you want to have me on again, have some other topics.
So much.
Yes, we definitely gonna have you on again with some other topics, and we definitely gonna try to link up with you once we start because like Evan said, we want to be able to, give back to the community and help some of the youth stay out of trouble and
Yes,
and
yes.
stuff like that. And so that's something we're looking forward to doing in the up and coming year. So
Perfect,
people like
perfect.
you for sure, we could definitely work with.
We definitely
I'm on
use
board.
you.
Let me know. Food drives, clothing drives. I mean,
we
whatever
need all
needs.
that.
Tournaments.
That's
Tournaments.
so
Take y'all
all
to
that,
people,
everything you
know?
said, we getting in all that because we seen how, especially in our neighborhood, how it was so much potential and talent in so many different areas, and some
Mhm.
people, they fell victim to the circumstances of the
Yeah,
neighborhood. So
for sure.
we want to help that next generation move forward and not fall to be the same victim as the generation before.
100%.
Yes.
Mhm.
Correct.
100%.
Definitely.
So
Appreciate you. Yeah, we
thank
had a whole bunch of topics last time that we had in the house. So yeah, we definitely
maybe
want to have you on there. Definitely want to.
Cool, cool,
We
cool.
look forward. We look forward to we didn't finish our topic when they said he's a trash man, but we're gonna finish that.
oh shit.
we gotta get back to that.
Yeah,
We gotta get back to that.
we gonna lock in. But Stacey, thank you. It was last minute. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
No problem, guys. I appreciate it. Y'all have a good
All right.
night.
Thank you.
Okay.
You too.
All right.
Stacy, Kevin gonna send you the